Hey guys, this is Eliza, day 31, and I got a creepy cuddler. So yeah, but this is going to be my very first literature video, and it's going to be an introduction to creating a good plot. Creating a good plot involves much more than just making up a plot. So for example, I'm going to use Rxe the Creature 10, one of my favorite artists on DeviantArt. She's so cool. And her buddy Kurt, they're like insane maniacs, but still. Let's say your plot is about a dead girl who is transported into the world of the living. Not too original, but you could try to make it work. It's along the lines of Ghost Girl, I would kind of say, but you could make it work somehow. And that's your main structure. Now you have to build on it. Creating a story is like making a building. So you start with your idea for plot. So you start with this idea, one box for idea. Then you want to build on it. So idea is dead girl in human world. Or in live world. Whatever you want. Building on this is very essential. So perhaps, how did she get here? We can add a wing. Let's say, sent by underworld king or queen, underworld ruler, and if you made the ruler a queen, that would be really good, because that's original. I have barely ever seen a ruler of the underworld who is female, which would be very original to fulfill task. Now, this is a complete Mary Sue, but it doesn't matter, we're just working on plot. So you want to build on that. So, for example, in Rxe the Creature 10's very first story, she sent me the rough draft. She's really cool. She has written up to chapter 25, I believe. Yeah, I know you can barely see it. The plot starts off with a girl whose mom is killed. So when you do that plot, you have to build on it. That is the main idea. So then it goes on that she's the only one who knows the murderer, and he turns out to be this captain of an army. This takes place in a pre-revolutionary wartime, so he's a redcoat. She realizes it's him. She's the only one who knows. She never told your dad. So every time, he always likes to scoff, and he likes to tease her. And then, of course, this little girl grows up to a young woman, and she ends up falling in love with the servant boy. So, of the guy, but she doesn't know this until he takes her to his place, which is also the place of the other guy. Now, it's a very complex plot, and plots do not have to be like a freaking spider web. But Rxe enjoys making spiderweb plots and subplots. For example, the main plot of the story is she's falling in love with the captain, and it's not right for her, but she's in love and she shouldn't be with this guy. It's the main plot. It's a very inner struggle. And then there are subplots along the way, like what am I going to do with the other guy I used to like, and other stuff like that, which makes the story interesting. And she ends every chapter in cliffhangers, and her characters are three-dimensional. They are realistic in some ways, and even though they're from an era 300, 200 years ago, we can still relate to them in a way. 300 years, it doesn't matter, they're humans. Now, in her other story, which is only on chapter 7, if you'd like to read these stories, I don't owe them. I have asked for permission to be able to say it. Story. She's ms.murder.980 on Fiction Press. I'll put a link down at the info bar. But yeah. In her second story, the plot is more action. It's not mental. It's about this girl who is taken by this weird fairy thing to the Underworld's castle, which is where I got the idea of a dead girl in human world. She gets taken there. Scene cuts off when the king reveals something. And no, she is not the daughter of the king, because that would be very predictable. Then it cuts off to another scene where the main character's best friend finds a very strange looking hobo on the street who's very young, and she starts talking to him. And it doesn't go through a process of one day they fall in love. It takes several weeks for them to just become friends, and then it takes several months. And meanwhile, this other girl is in another realm, trying to get out, and she's stuck in on a ship with like it's steampunk inspired. It's a pretty good fantasy story. It's really good. Like I said, she sent me the original manuscripts. It's been polished up and everything. But creating a good plot is like that. You have to build on the main plot. Like, girl is the only one who knows who murdered her parents. Or girl is trying to get, or person is trying to get out of ship. That's pretty much the main plot. Or in a funny one, Monster Hunters at Large, boy is trying to avenge parents' death, or something like that. That's a good plot. Then you have to continue on subplots. But first, find your plot. How do you find a plot? Finding a plot is actually really easy. Get inspiration from a song, whatever it might be. Do not copy a plot off of another book. For example, Worlds in Between was inspired by a piece of artwork that just completely sparked the entire story, and Forbidden Fruit was sparked. You can get inspiration from poems and stories, but don't make it a carbon copy. She got inspiration from a poem, one poem in particular, and that's where it sparked. And it is nothing like the poem. It originally started out as a fan fiction and blew into this original fiction story, which is really good. So, subplots, I'll have to talk to you guys about it at another time, because I have to upload this. So yeah, I'll see you guys around. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to leave a comment and ask me. Thanks guys, bye.